Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of Sharbuckle's Reef. Today on this episode we're going to talk about a new fish addition. We're going to talk about some algae issues we've been having in my tank and Mel's tank. Some new coral additions, just kind of some coral updates, as well as my first adventure into fragging zoanthids. It's going to be a somewhat quick, somewhat long update, and I hope you guys enjoy it, and thanks for tuning in. First off, let's talk about the new fish that we've added. We added a yellow eye coal tang. You can see him here picking away at the rocks, swimming around all happy. He's only just got in the tank, maybe been in there for 2 hours, and I'm really impressed with how, the lack of shyness. I actually thought this fish would be hiding a little bit more, but he's out and about picking at the rocks. He was the last one at the LFS, and there's a sale going on. I didn't want anyone else having this fish. I've had my eye on it for a while, so I just decided to pull the trigger today and picked it up. And I'm really happy I did because it's a cool fish. I've been wanting one for a while. It's actually my first tang, so really excited about having it in the tank. This week I started fragging zoas for the first time. You can see on the plugs there, my frag rack is full, and it went okay. It didn't go great. You can see two of the ones there aren't really opening up. I think it's because I glued the zoa the wrong way. It sounds pretty stupid, but hey, first time mistake, and it won't happen again. As you can see here on the frag rack, I've got two zoanthid frags that are covered in hair algae. I've tried everything. I've been picking it off daily almost. Doing some water changes. I thought the rabbit fish would touch it, but he's not. So I added a bit more of a cleanup crew, a few more hermit crabs. You can see the emerald crab on the rack there eating, and hoping that maybe the coal tang rabbit fish combined will kind of develop a taste for hair algae and go for it. If they don't, well, I guess I'm just gonna have to keep ripping it out manually, but fingers crossed that goes away soon. My euphyllia are all doing really great. Since I got rid of the torch corals that I had and a few other frog spawns, I just kept these three, and they're all doing really good. They're growing. I've had no loss with them at all, and the color's actually coming a little bit more through on these. So originally I set out this tank, well, the tank before it, the 16 gallon, and then the 29 gallon. I set out for them to be euphyllia dominated, or almost euphyllia only tanks, but after a while I guess my taste kind of changed, and I was left with these three, and I'm pretty happy I kept these three because they're my three favorites, and I don't think I'll be adding any more euphyllia to the tank in the future, because they take up a lot of real estate, because you really have to watch what corals are placed around them. But so far I'm happy where these three are placed, and yeah, still a big fan of euphyllias, but too many in one tank was too many in one tank. Now we're going to take a quick second to talk about the Glamorca gyre. This thing has been the bane of my existence since I put it in. About a month after I got it, parts just started breaking, and they're small little parts. They're little clips that put the rotors onto the shaft. It's just they've been breaking weekly almost. It's been a pain in the butt, so I'm taking it into the LFS tomorrow. We're going to have a look at it, see if there's anything specifically wrong with just this one. Other than that, it puts out great flow, and it's really programmable and awesome, but I've just been having a hell of a time getting these clips to not break. So, word to the wise, cheaper isn't always better. Just a quick little shot of my anemone. It's gotten crazy huge since I've got it. When I got it, it was probably the size, maybe 2 inches in diameter, and now it's gigantic. You could house probably 10 clams in this thing. It's awesome. The clownfish love it. Everyone that comes to the tank is the first thing that they see, and it's just awesome. I love this thing. The colors are fantastic, and I'm hoping it splits one of these days because I heard people are paying a pretty penny for these. So one of these days it might split and might make a little bit of money off this hobby. Doubtful though. Let's take a quick look at Mel's tank here, and the first thing you'll notice is the algae. Diatoms are almost gone, kind of from setting up a new tank, but it's got a lot of hair algae and dinoflagellates. We're not sure what's causing it. I'm thinking too much light, not enough flow, too much food. So I've cut down light, I've cut down on feedings, and I've added a bit more flow. You'll also notice that there are 2 clownfish that Mel picked out from the LFS. They're doing great. They're both misfire clowns, so they're kind of cool. Add a little bit more movement to the tank. There's some leathers in there. The mushrooms are all doing really well, but everything else is kind of getting covered in algae. We've beefed up the cleanup crew with a few turbo snails and a few hermits. So hoping with a bit of manual removal and some hard work, we'll take care of this algae issue. Other than that, it's nice to watch the cute little clowns swim around and the royal grandma once it comes out of hiding. And last but not least here, we're just looking at the new Gorgonian I bought. It's kind of in the left hand side of this shot. It's the purple sea whip. I didn't get a shot of it before I started making this video, but it's looking good. And this is actually kind of a really cool shot of the top left part of my tank. Lots of movement and lots of height in this part of the tank. And I'm really happy with Gorgonians. Well, I guess I'm really happy with everything. The tank's going great, other than those little algae issues. Not much more than that for today. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a wonderful day. Cheers.